78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so we notify when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all sub to my other channel, No 304 Show, where we talk about these type of topics all the time. And most importantly, make sure y'all check me out on my Patreon, okay? It's patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Patreon.com // 78 Sports TV. Select a tier. Come on over there and get some of that good game. We cooking. All right, let's go and chop it up now. So I think this is day 4, day 5 of the trial with Diddy and Cassie. I wasn't even going to pay attention to this because I pretty much think they're going to just railroad Diddy anyway. But whatever, you know. So far, what's been going on is they've already selected the jury. Now they have the trial is in full swing. Cassie has testified for a couple of days, like a day and a half. She testified for the prosecution, in which she said a lot of things that hurt Diddy, but she said a lot of things that actually can help Diddy's case. And the prosecution was trying to get ahead of these things because they knew the defense was going to bring them up. So there's a few things like they're like a few things they try to get ahead of and they brought out. And I noticed that a lot of YouTube channels and people that are extremely biased in favor of Cassie, or people who just don't like Diddy because they blame him for Tupac and all kind of childish stuff, they are not even paying attention to the actual rules of the case, the actual law. They're in their feelings like a bunch of females or a bunch of dudes who was raised without fathers, and they're emotional. And they, oh man, Diddy has something to do with Tupac. No, man, Diddy, he put hands on that girl. Ain't no excuse for that. All that's great, man. But at the end of the day, Diddy's now on trial for putting hands on this girl. Y'all have to understand that, bro. If the law was around, was decided by people like y'all, there would be a lot of people in prison or in the grave right now. You have to go by the law. You have to let these people prove their case, not by your emotions and feelings about him beating up this girl. Nobody likes to see him beat the girl up. Yes, that's horrific. It's disgusting. I think he is a scumbag. But guess what? You know who don't think he is a scumbag? Her. She kept going back to the dude. Even when she had boyfriends and other things to do in her life, she kept going back to this dude. And then y'all, but she was young. No, I don't want to hear that. The defense have brought up text messages from her going back from 2007 to 2017, where she's telling Diddy she loved him. And this is after he been whooping on her, after all these freak offs and stuff that she claims Diddy forced her to do. They got text messages out here from her now. She's asking to do freak offs with Diddy. Oh, I can't wait. I'm horny right now. All this old stuff. Everybody want to ignore this stuff. They keep chalking up. Oh, she was young, and bro, I'm so sick of you dudes. I swear, man. All these people that keep making excuses for this girl behavior, she has to be held accountable, right? She has to be held accountable. She was a grown woman, making grown woman decisions, having grown woman relations and all that kind of stuff. I don't care how old Diddy was. There's a whole lot of young girls right now leading these old men, these old suckers around by their nose. There's a whole website right now you can go to called Sugar Mamas, Sugar Babies or something, where girls go on there and get a bunch of lonely old men who retired, and these girls on there stealing these dudes' pensions and everything. Nobody say nothing about it. But somehow if the girl flip it on the man and say, oh, he took advantage of me, all y'all gonna side with her like, yeah, he too old, he know better than that, messing with that young girl. Get up out of here with this nonsense, bro. So anyway, so today, basically, Cassie, the defense cross-examined her. Diddy's defense cross-examined her, and they took it light on her. Smart strategy by Diddy's defense team to have a Hispanic female lawyer, defense attorney, cross-examine Cassie and do some flattering of Cassie a little bit like that, because Cassie's pregnant. The visuals just look bad. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't matter. You should be able to go hard on her, but you know how it is. The visuals gonna look bad, like, oh, she's pregnant, y'all attacking her, blah blah blah. So I think that they did an excellent job in day one of their cross examination of exposing Cassie as the liar that she is. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that you didn't want to do freak offs, but then admit that you didn't tell him no. Shit, like I just did it because I wanted to make him happy. Okay, well, that's not him forcing you, though. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Y'all cannot change the rules of what grape is, right? We just spent all these years talking about no means no, and me and guy understand that no means no. Now you're trying to flip it to where even if you don't say no, a man's supposed to just read your mind, and he's supposed to have enough intelligence to know that you don't want this without you saying no. And some of you dudes is out here co-signing this, y'all don't know what y'all in for, unless y'all just zesty or y'all plan to just, play with yourself for the rest of your life. But if you got to deal with women, I don't know how y'all finna be out here in this dating scene and you co-signing this type of nonsense. This is a grown woman that can use her voice. And in some of the text messages, she actually explained, she actually did say no. And it was fine. In one of the text messages, she said to Diddy, Diddy asked her, he said he wanted to see her smash some dude. Diddy a weirdo. He wanted to see her smash some dude, that's to get his rocks off. And she said, I think she said she didn't feel like it, or she said, I forgot the exact words, but she said she wasn't into it right now, right? So Diddy said to her, okay, well, hit me up when you into it. You know what I'm saying? When you want to get down. So right there, that tells you he was being considerate of her feelings. That tells you he wasn't forcing her to do nothing. This is all in text, so I don't understand where is he forcing you to do this, right? Stop trying to mix he beat her up. Yes, we get that part, but that's domestic violence. That's a state crime, right? Charge him with domestic violence then. Then we got a whole nother ball game. But you can't charge this man with racketeering, RICO, and trafficking, sex trafficking, and all this stuff. And all you talking about in court is he beat up Cassie. He was mean to her. Oh, he had people come in and have relations with her. So what? She was into it. She admitted in the text messages herself she was into it. But I'm going to show you, this is from yesterday. I'm going to show you the most damning evidence against Cassie. Let me see what this is. I talked about this yesterday, but I'm going to talk about it here. Okay. Cassie says, the DA asked her, what happened next? Cassie says, Sean came to my house and raped me in my living room floor. His eyes were black. It was like taking something from you. The attorney said, the DA said, you cried? What did Sean do? Cassie said, he continued to finish inside me, and then he got up and left. Okay, this is a brutal situation. If this meant, now mind you, this is in 2018. She's with her husband now. She's not with Diddy no more. She said Diddy came to her house and raped her in her living room floor, right? Her husband's house now. I mean, she with her husband. Now watch this. The DA said, what did you ever, he said, did you ever have relations with him again? She said, yes, voluntarily. We had a good night. I went back to his house. The district attorney says, can you explain why you did that after he raped you? She said, we had 10 years together. Well, we had been together 10 years. So I don't understand what that means. What does that mean? You've been together with somebody for 10 years, but you're not with him anymore. You're with your husband now, but you're still creeping off, cheating on your husband, going with Diddy. You say he raped you, but then you also admit that you voluntarily, after he raped you, went back to Diddy's house and just cheated on your husband. Her husband is the most simplest dude I ever seen in my life. He's sitting in court listening to this mess. Like, bro, it's people out here like this. It's a lot of dudes out here just like Cassie's husband. I'm telling you. And a lot of them are in these YouTube chats. They are. I know for a fact they are, bro. I'm telling you. This is pathetic, dude. So anyway, a lot of this stuff is too vulgar for me to play or show you the screenshots. I was trying to, but I would have to edit out so much of it, man, for YouTube. It's just ridiculous, man. But anyway, So yes, everybody's focusing on Diddy putting hands on the girl and how mean he was to her and how many times he beat her up. Nobody's condoning that, man. That's all disgusting stuff. But the person who should be mad is her. But all you simps, y'all gotta ask yourself this question: why are you more mad about Diddy beating her up than she's mad about it? See, this is what you simps you gotta calm down for a minute. This is not Cassie's not your mom, bro. I know you want to help your mom when your mom was getting hit and stuff like that. She's not your mom, bro. She's not your sister. Whatever you're trying, she's not the girl that you liked in high school, but she was stuck on the bad dude and she loved the bad boy and the bad boy treated her like dirt and you just wish she would have gave you a chance. This is not that, lame-o. It's not that. This is a girl who was a streetwalker. She's a 304, and Diddy was a simp, a trick, and he was paying her money, and paying other people money to have relations with her. And he'd sit back there and jack it off. That was his kink. That's what he wanted to do. Some of y'all got your own little weird kinks, you know what I'm saying? That don't nobody know nothing about, right? But whatever, that's his kink. And Cassie was all in on it. Cassie was in relationships. Admittedly, she was in relationships with Kid Cudi while messing with Diddy. She was cheating on Kid Cudi, messing with Diddy. She cheated on her first boyfriend, messing with Diddy. She cheated on her husband, messing with Diddy. And somehow Diddy made her do all this stuff? This is unbelievable, bro. When is this girl going to have to be held accountable for something she did wrong? When are you guys going to start holding these type of chicks accountable for the decisions they make? And I see dudes who, oh man, but he's older than her. Bro, shut up, bro. Miss me with the nonsense. Bill Belichick is way older than his girl. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about that. Al Pacino, this man in his 80s and got a 20-some-year-old girl. Y'all ain't said nothing about this. Stop lying, bro. Cut the cap. Y'all only have this type of smoke for black dudes. That's it. The only time y'all dudes come out from under y'all little rocks and crevices is when a black dude get accused of something. Here y'all come with this holier than thou preachers talk. Oh yeah, well me personally, I would never. It's nothing I can see into a young girl like that, and a young girl can't do nothing for me. Okay, well, cool. That sounds great, but if a young girl can't do nothing for you, who can? Because you still ain't got no woman today. I mean, y'all dudes do all this simping online, pandering to these chicks, and you still ain't got no woman. Where your woman at? I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm married, but where y'all woman at? Where's if y'all do all this stuff? Y'all so experts on women and what women want, and you ain't got none. To this day, you ain't got one. And if you do, you in the same position Diddy in, or the same position Cassie husband in, letting she's smashing. She probably ain't home right now. Letting her go out and smash, and then you know what I'm saying, and you just be quiet. You don't want to ruffle no feathers. It's a pathetic way to live. Cassie exposed herself as a liar. She acted like Diddy forced her to do all these things. I don't believe it. I don't believe this man forced her to do none of that stuff. I think Cassie was in on it. The text messages prove she was in on these freak offs. She loved it. She enjoyed it. She even says in some of these vulgar text messages that she loved it. She's horny. She can't wait to get D'd up and all this type of stuff. And then even the what's the guy name? The escorts, which are prostitutes, but it's funny how they keep giving them this distinguished title as escorts. They won't call them prostitutes. It's just hilarious to me. But anyway, these male escorts, they saying that Cassie was the one who initiated all this stuff. Cassie was the one who asked him to drop that load in her face and all that kind of. Cassie was the one who asked me to do this and do that. Cassie was the one who paid me. Cassie was the one who I talked to on the phone. She was the one who found me. So what is this? What is this Diddy stuff? He made her do this stuff. This is ridiculous. She said herself she was jealous of Kim Porter and Diddy's relationship with other women. She said in court that she did a lot of this stuff to make him happy because she was afraid that if she didn't do it, he would find another girl to do it with. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's not him graping her. That's not him forcing her. That's her trying to get in where she fit in. That's her trying to make a decision. She make a decision to say, you know what? I want this man. I want his attention. I want this man. I want to win him in the end. So I'm gonna compete. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna be nasty, freaky. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. I'm gonna do all the nasty stuff he like and prove to him I'm better than these other chicks. That's what she did. That's a conscious decision. You understand? Conscious decision. But I know a lot of people get very emotional about this Diddy stuff because, especially women, they get very emotional because they start thinking about all the decisions they made, the messed up mistakes they made in the past, and the mistakes some of y'all still making. You know what I'm saying? Frankly, a lot of y'all still making the same mistakes y'all made when y'all 16, 17, but you won't never do nothing about it because nobody's going to hold you accountable. You're still picking the wrong type of dudes, right? Right? You're still messing with dudes, sleeping around, messing with bad boys, dudes who ain't committed to you, don't want to marry you, going backwards, going back to this guy who you know ain't no good for you. You're still doing all that stuff. So now you're trying to live through Cassie, right? I seen some chick, some little 304, try to argue with me about the Cassie situation, and she was like, "Oh, this is personal to me. This is personal to me." And I said, "I know it is personal to you. I could tell it's personal to you because you're putting yourself in Cassie's position. You looking at yourself as a 304 when you first got in the game, and you was out here ripping and running these streets, and you thought you saw that old man who was older than you. You thought you was gonna prance your little young thing around him, and you was gonna have his nose wide open. And you was gonna take advantage of him and just use the old man for his money. He gonna trick on you, and you gonna be doing this and do that. That's what you thought was gonna happen. Old man outsmarted you though. He used you, abused you, and kicked you to the curb. Now you want revenge. Now you want to play. I was just young and dumb, and this old man took advantage of me. Sorry, nope. Maybe you preyed on the elderly. Why ain't nobody looking at it that way? Maybe, why I can't say you preyed on the elderly? See what I'm saying? Get up out of here with this nonsense. But anyway, that's what all is happening right now in the first week. Tomorrow, Cassie gonna be back on the stand. And I think Diddy his defense is gonna cross-examine her some more. So far, I haven't heard anything illegal. The feds have not proven so far that Diddy is guilty of anything illegal as far as what they're accusing him of. They've proven that he's a woman beater for sure, but they're not charging him with that. That's a state crime, not a fed case. I think a lot of people who are watching these videos are confused. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I forgot to text the homie. Hold on a second. One second. Okay, my bad. Got to text my guys about this show. All right, but anyway, yeah, Cassie, she gonna be on the stand tomorrow, and they're gonna, if the feds haven't proven anything about Diddy, I haven't heard no RICO racketeering, nothing, none of this stuff, no evidence of this stuff. I haven't heard any proof of him trafficking. I've heard that he is a woman beater. That's what I heard. They've proven that. He's a woman beater. He's insecure. He's a weirdo. And the adult thing. You know what I'm saying? Both of them. Him and Cassie, they call themselves get high partners or something like that. They call themselves a bunch of just two weirdos. They're two dysfunctional, toxic people. And we all know some toxic couple. At some point in our life, we all have met or known this toxic couple that was just horrible together. But for whatever reason, they loved each other and they kept staying. And nobody wants to invite them to a get together because they start off cool, and then once they gets a couple of shots, a couple of drinks in them, then the girl or the dude, one of them's going to get a little too flirty and disrespectful, and then here comes some fighting and glasses get broken and all this type of stuff, and just mess up the whole vibe, bro. But so don't nobody want to invite them to the stuff, but then they stay together though. They stay together. That's a toxic couple. And that's what Cassie and Diddy was for all the time they were together, for 10 plus years. A toxic couple. People are trying to make this out to be something other than what it is. This is just like your cousin Boo Boo and them, just like your auntie and them. A toxic relationship. That's it. It's nothing more. It's just because Diddy is a celebrity and Cassie was famous and stuff. Y'all trying to make this into something it's not. Some spooky mystery Illuminati stuff because you want some old mess to talk about. That's not it, bro. These are two people who's freak nasties, nasty, disgusting individuals who got high together, got drunk, blackout drunk, taking pills, and did everything under the sun together. And that's what the court testimony is showing. Very simple. Very simple. But see, I'm not letting you dudes off the hook. A lot of y'all came on here lying for a year straight. Y'all lied on this dude talking about the feds had tapes of minors. Y'all said it was 150 celebrities that was going to be named and testifying against Diddy because Diddy was drugging people and doing all this. Y'all said he had put drugs inside the baby oil. Y'all said he was messing with TD Jakes. Y'all said he was messing with Justin Bieber and Meek Mill. Y'all said all this slanderous stuff, bro. And now all y'all trying to get away from that and act like it's about the Cassie stuff. No, I'm not going to let you do it. You some marks, you some suckers for that because I told you from the jump, this whole Fed case was about Cassie and her talking to them about trafficking. She told them people Diddy was pimping on her. I told y'all that when this case first dropped and all y'all hated my guts. Oh, you're defending Diddy. You're defending him. Y'all listen to all these other channels that was making up all these sensational topics and lies about Diddy committing homicides and Diddy and Illuminati and Diddy got sex dungeons in the basement and little kids, all kind of stuff. Y'all was believing this stuff, and I'm the only one telling y'all that's not true. That's not what this is about, right? So now that I've been proven correct, now everybody trying to ease into the truth like it was always been about Cassie. Oh yeah, man, he putting hands on Cassie. Man, miss me with the cap. It ain't about that because if it's about him putting hands on Cassie, then he would have been charged by New York State or California State for putting hands on Cassie. They didn't charge him with that, right? That's a state charge. The feds picked this case up. The feds went down there and had tanks coming to this man's house, news cameras, everything, bro. They acted like this. They denied this man bail for a year, basically. Denied him bail, and this is what we get. We listening to this like, wait, y'all kept this man. Y'all wouldn't let this man pay y'all $50 million to get out, spend holidays with his family over this evidence? This is what y'all talking about? I'm thinking they had some, bro. I was like, okay, they gotta have something on, dude. They gotta have some tapes of some Diddy messing with some babies or monkeys or, you know what I'm saying, the orangutan or something. What is this? Nothing. They got nothing on the man. What happened to the Abercrombie and French guy? You know, the fashion designer mogul who was messing with all them boys. What happened to him? Anybody want to talk about that? Of course not. He slide right under the radar. I told you this whole stuff is racist, bro. The whole thing is racist, bro. This country, America, needs a black villain at all times. And now they got black. The only difference is now they got black people helping them do it. That's it. So y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. No, man. No, I ain't defending it. You ain't got to defend it. I'm just saying stick up for righteousness. Stick up for truth. And if you follow the law, then what you need to do is dissect what are they actually charging Diddy with, and what are they proving? So far, I ain't heard them prove nothing except for Diddy is a jerk, a dope fiend, and he a woman beater. But they ain't charging him with that. They ain't charging him for being a jerk. They ain't charging him for being a dope fiend. They ain't charging him for being a woman beater. They charged him with trafficking, which hasn't been proven. By Cassie's own admission, she liked the freak offs. She asking for freak offs in the text messages. Right? So that goes out the window. So he wasn't forcing her to do nothing. And then we got to wait and see what they're going to do with all this other stuff, this mafia, racketeering and whatever they charging Diddy with, some old crazy mess, running some criminal enterprise or something, you know. And I'm trying to figure out how is he the only person in the RICO. Like, I don't understand this. Like, what is this? Seems very sloppy. Unless the feds got something up their sleeve, they finna drop soon. This is very sloppy, bro. Because I'm thinking they finna have Diddy, his security guards, a lot of people who was around at that time that was enabling Diddy, and they was enabling him. I'm thinking they finna have all these people indicted and bring down his whole crew or something, like his assistants and everything who was hiding stuff and enabling stuff. But the reason why they can't do that is because they're not charging the man with domestic violence. Then you would have all this evidence of the cover-ups and stuff like that. Because I'm sure they was covering up for Diddy. Security guards not saying that when he beat the mess out of Cassie and stuff like that. But the feds are not charging him with that. And I think a lot of ignorant people in the comment sections or who are watching these videos and stuff and listening to the testimony, they don't understand that. They keep thinking, oh, they got him. She just said he put hands on her. Dum-dum. Hello? They're not charging him with that. And that's illegal if the jury find him guilty based off of it's just being biased. He can appeal that. But anyway, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all up here all day. That's my 2 cents on what's going on. Make sure y'all subscribe to my other channel, No 304 Show. Like I said, where I cook on stuff like this, me and my co-host Blue Ray, we put panels together, get people up there to have. Listen, this Sunday we're gonna have an epic show on the No 304 Show. We're gonna bring in some ladies. I'm gonna see if I can pull in a couple of ladies I know, so they can come up and give their opinion on the Cassie situation and give you a different viewpoint from a street perspective, from women who actually live that lifestyle. I don't know if they're gonna actually come up. I hope they will. But I'm gonna try to, give y'all a different perspective. Not all this phony stuff that these people doing online, where you got a bunch of 304s hopping up on these panels pretending like they just some good Christian, wholesome women because they born again Christians, they went back to church and stuff and got saved, but they not telling you the truth how they used to be out here in these streets. Now I'm gonna have some street walking thoughts on my show, so you can hear from the horse's mouth what's really going down. You dig? So make sure y'all go sub to the No 304 Show, and make sure y'all go sign to my Patreon, patreon.com/78 Sports TV. You dig? 78 Sports TV. I'm up out of here though. Holla at y'all in a minute. Deuces.